Hi everybody, it's Angelo with Angelo's Workbench here with video number 5 in my Fujimi Enthusiast Porsche 911 video series, and it's on to the interior. So I am giving this a coat of gray, which is the color I decided to use for the interior of the car. I thought it would go best. I didn't want to go black and have the interior disappear in a sea of black. I wanted to have some accents, and there are black accents inside the car, so I wanted a contrasting color. So what we're doing here is we are just painting the interior, the front seats. In the interest of keeping the video short, I'm going to just show a few of the interior pieces being painted. They were all painted using the same paint processes. The interior parts detail painting and flocking took place off camera. I will be including a tutorial on flocking in a later video series. With this video series, there was so much video and I needed to cut so much to get these videos down to a reasonable time frame that it's just not possible to include everything in one video series. However, flocking will be coming in my next video series. So here we go on to the wheels, and so what I have done before you say, oh wow, Angelo is painting the entire wheel body color. It may look like that, but I am not. I have applied off camera a liquid masking to the exterior portion of the rim where the polished aluminum lip will be. And in a few seconds you will see me begin removing that with tweezers after the wheel has been painted and clear coated in body color. So here we go with the removal of the mask. You'll notice that the left wheel has already been removed, and now I am removing the mask with tweezers. It is a liquid mask. A lot of times it is a lot easier than masking tape. And that's about it for the wheels. The liquid mask did a wonderful job, and there's a shot of the completed wheels. And here's a shot of all of the parts ready for assembly after we wet sand the body. So when I get started wet sanding and polishing the body, you'll see I have lots of water ready. I have my body parts. I have 2000 grit wet sandpaper ready to go. And then I have the Novus system, steps 3, 2, and 1. You do them in that order. And then the Scratch X 2.0 for some stubborn scratches, and Mother's FX Sinwax for after the fact. So I'm going to get started with the wet sanding here now with my 2000 grit wet sandpaper. The key with wet sanding is it has to be very wet. The water acts as a lubricant for the sandpaper on the surface to limit the amount of scratches that are put in the surface. What I'm doing is sanding down the clear coat to achieve a flat, uniform finish so that when it's polished and shiny, it will appear very smooth. And that's the goal of it. So once the wet sanding is done and I've achieved the flat finish, now here I am using step 3, which is the first step, the coarse polish. And I am polishing it to a relatively good shine. You're not going to get a great shine with step 3 because it's very coarse. Once you go to step 2, you will start to notice a significant difference in the surface. It will start to shine up very nicely. Sometimes if the step 2 isn't quite doing it, I'll get the Scratch X 2.0 in there. It's a little bit coarser than the step 2, but finer than step 3. And then once you're all done with that, you can use a little step 1, the final polish, clean and shine, and put some wax on it, and you're done. So here we go into the body, and the same process is repeated for all of the parts. while wet sanding and polishing, you need to be very careful that you don't burn through your clear coat. If you do, you will immediately notice that you will see the body color disappear almost immediately. The body color isn't very thick, and you will go right down to primer and or plastic very quickly. If that happens, you have two options. If it's in a spot where it can be repaired, then you can do that. You hopefully have some paint left over. I always make sure I leave a little extra just in case I have to do a touch-up. It is possible to mask off a fender and or a door panel and touch it up. It requires a little practice and good luck, but it can be done. I have done it in the past. Your second option is to soak the body in a body stripper. I use Purple Power, which is a industrial strength degreaser. It also has the benefit of removing paint and clear coat without damaging the plastic. I haven't had to do it in a very long time because I've gotten good at polishing and wet sanding. But the first time you try this, you are going to burn through some paint jobs, and it may be easier if you do it in enough places on the car. It may be easier to just strip the body back and start again. Here I'm just finishing up with a coat of the Mother's FX Sin Wax. The polishing is all done. I'm very pleased with the result. The clear coat that I use is very easy to work with. I am now removing some dried up wax from inside the panel lines before I apply a wash to the panel lines. I like to get the wax all out of there. And as we move toward completion of this video, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Angelo's Workbench. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'd like to remind everybody to please leave me comments and questions, give me some feedback on the video series. And in video number 6, which will be coming soon, we move on to assembly. I hope you'll join me then. Thank you.